It is time to talk about evidence and investigations and all sorts of other things as it relates to the stuff we just did when we were on the road in, where were we? We were in Ohio and we were also in Tennessee. And we had some great investigations, and we're going to chat a little bit about them. We've got a clip or two to play, and we're going to say hi to people, and we're going to celebrate the fact that it's Thursday, and tomorrow is Friday, and that means the weekend's here. We will be in our respective homes for this coming weekend, so we will not be out on the road investigating, but you may see us pop up here and there and say hello to our friends. That's what this Thursday night broadcast is all about. Did I hit it all?
Cool. And I think you did. And right now I'm frantically texting to share this to the various social medias because with Facebook, you don't get to share it until it's launched live.
Yeah, I do want to. However, you've got your mic hooked up in this Band-Aid and Scotch tape system that you've got going on there. Turn it up, please. So we get a little more volume from you. Yes, please.
Volume?
Yes,
Normally
please.
you're telling me to shut up.
Usually I need to. This time I don't.
All right, how's that?
And no change.
Test 1, 2. Test
No
1, 2.
change. That did not change anything.
How about that? Is that any better?
A little bit better there. A little bit. You could use more.
A little bit? A little more? How about that right there? How does that sound? Do I sound amazingly not professional right now?
No, that sounds okay, but it sounds like the mic is a little far from you. Is it far from you? 'Cause I'm hearing...
It could be.
I'm hearing a lot of room noise as you turn
is that any better?
That's a
right
lot
there?
better. That's what we're talking about when we talk about professional quality right there.
Okay, then I'll just hold it all night like this.
That's a little too close. That's a little too much. Yeah, don't do that. I wouldn't want that on for the mic, or I wouldn't want that for anybody watching. Hey, D. We're just getting warmed up here. We're just getting warmed up there. Hey, Carol. Good to see you. Amanda. Nice to see everybody. We're letting people kind of file in here as we, let's see, when you have to look for the mic.
I'm going to grab something that's going to get this mic closer to me.
Okay. You know, here's the thing. Here's the thing, everybody. I've helped Britt set up a professional studio. He's got all this stuff, but he, for some reason, takes it apart and then loses pieces. Then he throws it around. Then he can't figure out where it is. Then his computer has to update. And then, then he's got to reinstall software. I don't know what's happening in that garage of his. But all I know is that it's never the same twice. So it's like a learning experience every single time. It's like reinventing the wheel every time.
Are you talking schmack about me?
I'm just telling the truth. It's not schmack. It's not. Nothing schmack about it. Hey, Ghost Sisters. Hello. Ay. Hey, Mary Grace.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Tell me when you're settled, set, mic is in the right place. Feeling like you're looking beautiful.
Hey, I'm only moving the mic because you told me I was too quiet, and I'm not very good at being quiet.
Yeah, well, look at where my mic is compared to where my pie hole is, where I'm talking. That's kind of the optimal there for a good broadcast mic, because you want to be close to it, because if you're not, you're going to pick up a lot of room noise. And that's what we're trying to avoid.
Gotcha. So sexual innuendo.
No, I didn't. No. I didn't say anything about that. That was you doing the thing with your microphone. That had nothing to do with me. That was all you.
Well,
all you.
You know.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah. So it's hot. It's hot in California. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Holy shit! It's balls hot right now. I got sweat going down my back. I have boob sweat. right now.
Haven't you seen that commercial for that
brutal
stuff you can get for boob sweat? Under boob, it says. Under boob, butt crack, folds, a whole thing. Haven't you seen that commercial for that deodorant? What's that stuff called?
Oh, yeah. No, Glenn Beck talks about it all the time. He says it's amazing.
Well, it's funny.
No, I haven't done that. I don't.
It's funny because, you see that commercial for the first time, you're just kind of startled by the fact the girl who's delivering the message is talking about boob sweat, butt cracks, all these things that we don't normally talk about because they're little personal problems that we usually keep to ourselves. But now it's out on the table. And now you can go to the store, Britt, and you can comfortably ask for something to help you handle your boob sweat.
And I might have to do that. But I'm in California where we normally don't have this kind of weather. So it's just, And it doesn't help that I'm in my garage right now while, other stuff is being renovated. So here I am.
It's
in a little
funny
sweat
because
box, but I am losing weight.
It's funny because everybody's telling us in the chat it's Lume, apparently, is the name of the product. Lume or Lumi.
It's amazing. Everybody knows about it.
Yeah. Everybody's seen the commercial, I'm sure. You can get monkey butt. Yeah. Well, what's monkey butt, Erica? What is that, a product or is that a condition? Is that similar to swamp ass? Is that something similar? I don't know, but this is not what we intended to talk about tonight. Lumi.
Yeah, what a way to start off our show tonight.
Oh man. So
maybe we should be giving away some Lume.
Yeah, we should. Lumi, swamp ass. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's similar. Oh, so monkey butt is similar to Lumi. Lumi. It's a similar product, I guess. So I guess this whole market of taking care of odors in places that you don't normally want to talk about is quite an industry, apparently, because now there are competitors to Lumi and all sorts of stuff. I bet you Old Spice will have one soon.
Interesting.
Britt.
I bet you they do. I bet you if we follow the money back, it's owned by, one corporation. It's owned by Procter and Gamble.
Yeah, probably. That's probably true.
Or at the end of the day, it's owned by BlackRock and State Street. They own it all.
Anyway, couple things. Hey, Elderberry, good to see you, my friend. Couple things. I want to mention something about what we've got going on Facebook, and many of you probably have seen it, but in case you haven't, I want to help explain what it is, or if you have seen it and you're unsure what we're doing. So every day between now and Halloween, we're posting. We have a post about what is purported to be a notoriously haunted location. We put a picture up. Hello, Michigan. Barb, good to see you. And then we include in the post a little bit of a story about the place in case you're not familiar with it, so you know what it is. And we're asking everybody to rate what they believe to be the level of hauntedness, if that's a word, on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being not haunted at all, and 5 being very haunted. Now, you may not be familiar with the location. That's why the description is there, because you can read about it and you can say, that sounds like a place that'd be really haunted, so you throw it a 4. Or that sounds like a place that has not a really good reason to be haunted, so you give it a 2 or a 1. Whatever. That's what it is. And then as we get to Halloween, we're going to go through all of the posts, look at all the numbers, come up with a score for each, and then rank them. And we will reveal the ranking based on your votes as to what the most haunted place is and I think they're all domestic. The ones we picked, I'm pretty sure are all in the United States. And most of them have either been on a show, have been a place that we've investigated, or just have a good reputation. Some of them are kind of, I would call them obscure, but I'm sure there are people that know them and have visited them. So anyway, take a minute if you can on Facebook. And when you see those posts, if you don't want to read all the stuff about the history of it and you know what it is, just put your number 1 to 5 in the comments. 1 being least likely to be haunted, 5 being very, very haunted. And it's just supposed to be fun. There's nothing scientific about it, but we'll see what the numbers show us at the end of the month for Halloween.
That sounds exciting.
I think it's exciting. I thought it was fun. I thought it was kind of a fun thing to do.
All right.
I thought it was fun.
Well, it definitely gives us ideas of places to go.
Well,
we can tell what people are liking and not liking.
Yeah, there's that for sure. Hey, Audrey, good to see you. And I was just going to say, I did a fun interview with Audrey Ray, who's a psychic medium, and I did it yesterday. It's up on both YouTube and Facebook, and it was we aired it on Twitch, but Twitch doesn't store video, so you wouldn't be able to see it there. But if you want to see the interview with Audrey Ray, psychic medium, it was a great discussion about the spirit world, spirits in general, her work as a psychic and a medium and a mentor, a spiritual mentor. You can go to Facebook or YouTube and find that interview. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time talking to Audrey. I know that you liked it, Britt. I know that you were excited about it, and I know that you would endorse the 45 minutes or so it takes to watch it. But it was fun. It was good. It was a good chat.
Yes, I would endorse it or I would force it. I mean,
I'm
good with either or.
Either way.
As long as they're watching me, whether you're sitting there willingly or you're duct taped to a chair, I'm good with it.
Yeah, either way. That's all it takes. Just sometimes, what was that movie, Clockwork Orange, where they had his eyeballs propped open with the devices, right? I don't remember why they did that, what he was forced to watch, but same thing. We'll take that too. Okay, so as everybody knows, we are slowly releasing clips and edited versions of our investigations at both Brownella Cottage in Galion, Ohio, and Ura Shrine in Bristol, Tennessee. We had a lot of activity at both of these places. Some of it gets caught pretty well on the video footage and the camera footage that we've got. Some of it, as Britt knows from years of being on Ghost Hunters, you have the most amazing experience in real time, and then you go back and watch the footage, and it just doesn't translate. It doesn't have the same impact as it did in person or during a live presentation of it. But either way, we're finding these clips, we're finding bits and pieces, and we're releasing them as we do, as we can. And we've got a little bit tonight we're going to show and talk about, but just know that this is the very beginning, the very tip of the iceberg as far as the stuff we're going to be releasing from those 2 investigations, 4 nights, 2 places. Right?
Yeah, and we definitely want to thank the people. Oops. That's my mom calling. I should have silenced the phone. We definitely want to thank the subscribers that are helping us review the evidence and find the little nuggets and pulling them out and analyzing and helping us either debunk or confirm, stuff. So to those that are helping us in the subscription area with all this evidence, I know we're kind of feeding it to you like you're trying to drink out of a fire hose. We apologize for that, but we got a lot of stuff to do, and like everybody else, we have day jobs too, so we can't do it all. So we're definitely leaning on you guys to help us, and we really appreciate that. A special thanks to Mary Grace, who is doing a yeoman's job.
Yes, she is.
I mean, she does a lot. Thank you, Mary.
Yeah, no, Mary Grace.
We do appreciate
Mary Grace
that.
is a workhorse when it comes to taking a look at this footage we've been posting. And the other thing we're doing as we post this stuff to our subscriber group, then we are, after we get feedback from them, then we're refining it a bit and we're posting it to the general audience as well. Listen, we understand not everybody can subscribe. We get that. We understand it. If you can support the program, it's greatly appreciated because it helps us get on the road, get out to these locations. Many of them charge to allow us in. Obviously, it's expensive to travel for us to get there, all that stuff. And man, try to feed Britt and all the kids he brings with him. Every time he shows up, he's got 2 more kids with him. I don't know where they're all coming from, but man, he needs a Partridge Family bus for all those kids. But in serious,
we need a crew.
But it's true. But in seriousness, if you can support us, it's greatly appreciated. It makes it possible. If you can't, we understand that as well. The most important thing for everybody is that you like, share, and follow our stuff. By sharing our stuff, we are introducing our program and our investigations and the stuff we're doing to new people, and that's equally as important as anything else. So we appreciate all those who have done that. And Big Hair Tsunami walks into the chat in YouTube and bam, super chat for $50. Thank you, Big Hair.
Right now?
Just now. Yes, just now.
Wow. I think Big Hair has a crush on you, JV.
I don't know if it's me or you, but all I know is that we have to get Big Hair. We got to figure out where Big Hair lives, and we've got to do an investigation close by so Big Hair can come join us on the investigation. We need to bring Big Hair out to an investigation. Has to happen.
Yeah, it'd be fun. I wonder if he'll think it's fun, but he might just he might just enjoy sitting behind the screen and watching.
That's okay too. If that's your preference, Big Hair, we're okay with that. But we would love to have you on investigation if it's something you're interested in at some point. You've been such a great supporter of the program, so we want to express our appreciation for that. What else? I don't know if I did want to mention. I mentioned Audrey Ray and the Upper Midwest representing the Supermax incarcerated. Oh, okay.
Yo.
Yeah.
Wait, are they coming to incarcerate us?
I'm not sure exactly what that means, but Big Hair says Upper Midwest representing the Supermax incarcerated.
Does that mean he's incarcerated?
I don't know.
He's so powerful. He's got
I don't know. Big Hair, you're going to have to clarify
his own access.
You're going to have to clarify that for us a little bit. It doesn't matter either way. You're our buddy, and we're grateful to have you along with us. Hey, Marianne, good to see you
if
too.
we have to break you out, we will.
Yeah, we could do that. Oh, he's just kidding. He was just kidding.
Oh, okay. But he's Upper Midwest.
I don't know what to believe and what not to. He'll absolutely clarify it for us here at some point, but we're just going with it for now. I did want to go back to, I mentioned the conversation I had with Audrey Ray, psychic medium. Great chat. It was a lot of fun. I've got 2 more scheduled for next week that you're going to want to make sure you catch. One is with another psychic, Alice Riley. And we haven't spoken with Alice before. I'm really looking forward to that conversation. And then our good friend John Russell, who has been on the program. Jack, thank you for the stars and Facebook. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated, Jack. Thank you. John Russell, who's been on this show and been on other shows we've done in the past, is going to be chatting with me. I think it's Thursday. So we've got a conversation with Alice Riley on Monday, and then John Russell on Thursday. John just released a new book, which is pretty cool. And he's going to talk about that. So, yes. So those are my public service announcements, if you will.
Wow, you're a busy little beaver.
Well, a lot of things I'm trying to remember to tell people, and as they come to mind, I just spit them out. But I think I've covered virtually everything. I think so. Hope everybody's having a great October. Hey, Janice. Hey, Janice. Hope everybody's having a great October. This is the time of year where the greatest number of people are thinking about the things that we think about all year long. It's when the biggest part of the population is focusing their energy on things that are spooky, things that are spiritual, things that are ghostly, whatever it happens to be, even if it's in the form of entertainment, they're focused on it. All of a sudden, the people that do the work that we do get more attention than they usually get during the course of the year, and we celebrate it. So I hope everybody's having a great, terrific October. Britt, what are you going trick-or-treating as this year?
I was going to go as J.B. Johnson.
Okay. Well, let's see. How are we going to make that happen?
I got to get hair and put it all over me because you're Italian.
Yeah, but I don't have a lot of body hairs, even though I'm Italian.
I got to get more hair because you're Italian.
Yeah.
And then I got to have a temper because you're Italian.
That's very true. You're gonna have it nailed.
I'm not mad. I'm just Italian.
You're gonna have.
I think so.
You're gonna have it nailed.
I think that's what I'm going as.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, we'll be on the road for Thanksgiving for Halloween. Wow. For Halloween, right? I mean, we're doing an investigation right weekend before, right?
Yeah. Halloween's on a Tuesday. We're actually just investigating the weekend before that. Dee says you need to wear a black V-neck, but Dee, I'm going to surprise you. I don't have that black V-neck on tonight. See? No V-neck tonight.
No, you don't.
Nope. Only because I forgot to. Yeah, we are investigating. Oh, Ghost Sisters are investigating on Halloween night. Cool. Where are you guys going to be? I know you're going to be with us the weekend before, and then you're rushing home, and you're going to be investigating Halloween night too. Wow.
She'd be crazy.
Janice, what do you mean you have to have a great recipe for what? What are we talking about? Great weather. I don't know. I'll have to see what Janice is talking about there. I'm not sure. Anyway, well, that'll be a great costume for you, Britt. I wish you luck. Hope you get lots of candy. What's your favorite? Actually, I shouldn't ask this question because I know it's tomorrow morning's question of the day or question of the morning question, PRTV morning question. I'll ask it. I'll ask it now.
We can answer it.
And then people can answer tomorrow too. All right. So what's your favorite Halloween candy? When you were trick-or-treating as a kid, what was the favorite candy for you to get? What'd you like the most?
I loved it. I loved it when people gave me the little toothbrush with toothpaste.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that was your favorite.
Was my favorite.
Yeah. I'm sure that was your favorite. Or when somebody would give you an apple. I'm like, come on. It's Halloween.
Yeah. Like I'm going to fucking eat that. Put razors and pins in it. I don't think so.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, I mean, the candy corn that everybody hates? Yeah. I like that.
That's
I
pretty
love that.
good.
Pure sugar. Just fire it down.
That's pretty good. So by the way,
I like anything with peanut butter in it.
Janice was talking about if you're going to be me for Halloween as an Italian, you have to have a good Italian recipe that you can talk about too. That's what she was talking about when she said
recipe. A recipe for spaghetti. It's called SpaghettiOs. You open it, it's in a can, you pour it in, you heat it up.
Disgusting. That is not Italian.
You wouldn't know the difference if.
Are you kidding me?
The only reason you don't like it is because it came out of a can.
Are you?
If I were to make it up in the back out of a can, you would not know the difference.
Are you kidding me right now? All right, chat.
I don't think you would know.
Do we have any more Italians in chat? If you're in chat and you're Italian, would you be able to tell? You don't even have to be Italian to tell the difference between. What'd you say? Which one? Chef Boyardee? What'd you say?
Oh, SpaghettiOs.
SpaghettiOs. Would you be able to tell the difference between SpaghettiOs and a real Italian pasta dish? Please, someone jump in here and offer some perspective, because I'll tell you what. First of all, Italians don't generally eat round pasta, little O's. That's just not generally the case. And secondly, that's not sauce. The stuff that's with.
Well, then you're not Italian if you're not eating round pasta.
What are you talking about?
Sorry.
Oh my God. He's doing this too. He's trying to push my buttons. He's pushing my buttons right now. This is what he's doing. Hey, Pam. Hey, Pam. Hey, Barb.
All pasta is round.
Oh my God. Well, no.
Except for linguine. Then it's flat.
Oh my God. We don't have time to go into a pasta lesson, but you're right. Spaghetti is tubular, yes, in a very thin way generally.
Yes.
So I guess in that sense you could call it round, but it doesn't form circles like little rings like SpaghettiOs do.
What about SpaghettiOs that uses the alphabet and then you can form words?
Is there a SpaghettiOs that has alphabet? No. Oh, come on, please. Mm-hmm. As an adult. Cop 350 says, as an adult, SpaghettiOs taste terrible. I agree with you. I agree 100%. That sauce is tomato soup and water.
You're not high enough then.
Well, I suppose if you're high enough, anything tastes good. I guess that's true. Oh, mangiare.
I mean, think about how many things as kids we loved, and then we tried to like ding dongs or Twinkies.
They're still good. They're still good.
Ho-hos.
They're still good. They're all good.
Compared to when we were kids, no, they're not as good as when we were kids.
Maybe I don't know.
They're
maybe
not as good as when we were
kids. Well,
kids.
I think the difference is that now you feel guilty when you eat them because you know that you can't burn them off like you used to burn them off as a kid. When you were a kid, you could eat that stuff and it wouldn't matter. It didn't, you didn't gain weight from it. You're so active, you're burning calories like crazy. Now you eat something like that, and it's immediately on your thighs or your hips or your gut or whatever. And, you'd have to walk 10 miles to burn it off.
What food as a kid that you ate is still, in your opinion as an adult, the same quality or better?
Madonna me.
What food did you eat as a kid?
Okay, that's a great question. And I got an answer immediately. I don't have to even think about this one. It's macaroni and cheese, and even the Kraft macaroni and cheese in the box. I would eat macaroni and cheese.
Still the same.
Every meal, every day, all the time. If I could get away with it, I would do that. Love that stuff.
Yeah, I would go with Kraft mac. I wasn't thinking that, but I would definitely. I think you're right because I used to eat a lot of Kraft macaroni and cheese and hot dogs. My mom fed us so many hot dogs when I was a kid that I won't eat hot dogs now. It was like morning, noon, and I was always hot dog. Oh,
Are you serious?
Yeah, hot dogs. Hot dogs, lots and lots of hot dogs. The little short ones, the big long ones, hot dogs.
At least you had a variety of hot dogs.
Yeah, it was a lot.
You know what they say about hot dogs, though? They say that the sodium nitrate or something in the hot dogs gives you memory issues. So you're starting to reveal some things that are starting to make sense. I'm starting to understand.
Could be true. Also, the other thing they say is assholes and lips go into the hot dogs. So.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem. You don't want to know how the sausage is made. You don't want to know how the sausage is made.
No,
it ruins everything.
No. It's
I used to eat a lot of pork and beans. Actually, Campbell's. My mother used to make Campbell's pork and beans a lot, and I used to think they were really good.
That was good, yes.
And I tried to have that not long ago, and it was really disgusting. I'm like, how did I eat this as a kid?
Really?
Or even cottage cheese. My mom used to throw cottage cheese on her plate a lot, and I'd eat it, and I thought it was good. And I tried that not long ago. I'm like, this is really disgusting. Why did I like this?
I like cottage cheese with the salt and pepper and a little bit of hot sauce.
That might be a little different.
Yeah.
That might be a little different.
No, it works. But yeah, Campbell's pork and beans or not, but with like white Weber bread, sopping up the juices to eat. That was always good as a kid.
Yeah, I agree, Janice. You can
Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts are always good. They're just whatever they are, they're delicious.
Well, I mean, their shelf life is like 92 years, so
okay. So I have a bone to pick with Hostess who makes or used to make Twinkies. Somebody bought them. I don't know what happened, but either way, so I keep hearing that like Hostess will survive or Twinkies will survive like a nuclear disaster. They don't ever decay. They don't ever rot. Whatever. I have an Ernie Hudson signed Twinkie in a plastic wrap, and he signed the plastic wrap on the outside. Now, of course, Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters and other movies, but he I think he liked Twinkies and Ghostbusters, so it's kind of a thing that he does. He signs Twinkies. It's sitting on my office shelf. It's now green, and I've only had it like probably 10 years, and it's green. It's rotting inside the sealed package. Did you just disappear? Are you frozen?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but your video's frozen. I can hear you.
Yeah, your video's frozen to me too.
Hmm.
I don't know what that means.
That means that something's going on with your connection. Smucker's bought Hostess, according to Scooter. Twinkies are not the same. And yeah, I haven't eaten one in a long time, Roxy, so I don't know, but there you are. But I do know that the Twinkie that's on my shelf in its package, signed by Ernie Hudson, is turning green and decaying in the package, and it's kind of gross. I should have sold it with Ernie Hudson's autograph on it 5 years ago, because now it's kind of worth nothing.
There you go. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering what my 25-year lifespan, emergency food is going to look like in 25 years. I'm hoping
if
it lives up to advertising.
Yeah, I'm hoping that stuff is really, really packaged to last that long in a vacuum seal or whatever. I have to assume it is, but I don't know. Everything's smaller, Wendy. That's the thing. Like, have you noticed the shrinkflation, whatever they're calling it, where you go buy something and it's like, 2/3 the size it was before when you used to buy it?
Well, remember when we went to Cracker Barrel? Cracker Barrel used to give you so much food you had enough for leftovers that night and breakfast the next morning. And the food didn't even cover the plate.
Yeah, that's right.
Bob's Big Boy, I took JT after we were done practicing at the track. To Bob's Big Boy, and I got the chicken fried steak dinner.
Yes, you did. I remember that. I remember that ordeal. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll have the chicken fried chicken.
Oh my God.
I'll have the chicken, the fried chicken, fried chicken,
fried chicken, something chicken fried steak. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I remember just last year it was like 2 slabs and a mountain of mashed potatoes and and it was like 1 slab and two ice cream scoops of potatoes so it's like, wow. We went to I stopped this morning at McDonald's to get McDonald's breakfast with my girlfriend, and the two of us $19.50 for a couple egg McMuffins and a hash browns and an iced tea and a coffee.
Yeah.
$19.50.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. I'm in LA. I'm driving out of LA last night actually, and I'm coming out deep in the middle of LA, and I drive by this gas station and it's like it's $6.27, $6.17, and $6.07 for unleaded gasoline, and then diesel was up over $7.
That's insanity.
I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, that's insanity.
So I just raised my prices.
Well, and you're fortunate that you can do that. There are a lot of people that don't have that ability. They have a paycheck, and that paycheck is fixed, and it's very unlikely they'll get any kind of increase anytime soon. And they just have to find ways to absorb those higher prices. And a lot of people, I don't want to get into bad news here, but a lot of people are living credit card to credit card bill, and that's really, really, really tough. And it's a travesty. It is. There's nothing else you can say about it. It's really, really bad.
And in my business, I'm even noticing that the people that own these, rental homes, rental apartments, all the stuff I work on, it used to be just fix it. Now it's, can we get an estimate? Well, can we do it cheaper? Even the people that have investments where they're making money, they're starting to check up. And it's like, okay, that's a little weird. I was talking to the people at Lowe's. There's a Lowe's that's their flagship for Southern California. I go to all the time. And I was talking to one of the managers, and I was like, it was like a ghost town. I was like, man, it's slow in here. He says, yeah, we missed last quarter by $1 million, that store. So it's like, wow. Lowe's missed by $1 million.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. You're frozen again, and audio's dropping a little bit. But Turbo Turtle said, if Britt thinks SpaghettiOs are Italian, he's possessed, and I agree. I think
might be.
I think that's.
I mean, I totally could be possessed, but I'm just saying it says Chef Boyardee. That sounds Italian to me, so it's got to be Italian.
Chef Boyardee. It doesn't sound Italian at all. It sounds more French than Italian.
Yeah, and the reason my video stopped is I had a phone call come in.
Oh.
I don't know what's going on, but everybody wants to call me tonight. It's like, geez, as soon as I'm on the air, here come the phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way it always works.
Let's see. We're getting people telling us what their gas prices are. It's expensive everywhere. It's $3.99 here where I am in Cooperstown, New York, and I know that and heating season is right around the corner. And diesel fuel is basically the same fuel as heating oil, and we are about to get hammered by the cost of heating oil.
In 2019, before the whole bullshit happened, I paid $1.98 a gas. That's how low it got in California. $1.98 for diesel.
For
I mean,
diesel,
that was such a momentum for diesel. That was such a momentum. I was like, that's like burned in my memory. 2019. I never made more money in my life, and wow, was fuel inexpensive, energy inexpensive, which was great for me. And
one of the reasons you made more money, never made more money in your life, because people could afford stuff. I mean, when you're only paying less than $2 for your fuel or whatever, you can start to afford things again. I got to tell you, Cop $3.50. You say you still eat the beef ravioli from Chef Boyardee. I gotta be honest. I'm gonna come clean here. I haven't had it recently, but I have in the not too distant past enjoyed a good can of Chef Boyardee beef ravioli. I have. I'm going to be honest.
Let's be honest, JV. If it's the middle of the night and you're hungry and that's all that's in the cabinet, you're eating it.
And you're absolutely right. And if it's the middle of the night and I'm hungry and SpaghettiOs are all that in the cabinet, I'd probably eat that too. Yeah, but I'd complain about it to you.
Because that's when you eat.
It's true.
The middle of the night.
It's true. Yeah. After 10 p.m. generally is when I start to develop an appetite. Yeah. So let's talk paranormal a little bit here.
Should we?
Well, I think we should a little bit.
Is this a paranormal show or is this I felt like I'm drifting into Gordon Ramsay's territory.
This is kind of whatever JV and Britt feel like talking about at the moment, whatever's on their mind and what chat wants to talk about too. So, Pam, where are you going in Tennessee?
Chat.
Where are you headed, Pam? Where are you going in Tennessee? Throw Ritz crackers in what? The Chef Boyardee stuff? I can't even say it. Chef Boyardee. Remember when Chef Boyardee was a different brand that was similar? They used to have the macaroni and cheese in a can, and it was like spaghetti. Are you here? Because you're frozen again.
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know what's going on. My phone is fucking insanely hot, but my computer is winding up like a top. So I think it's my computer struggling more than my phone, because my phone is full bars. It's fine. Everything's going fine with that. So I think it's my computer's losing its mind.
Well, I'm talking to a still of you. Anyway, I think it was Chef Boyardee. It may have been a different company that had the macaroni and cheese in a can. I know, Janice, you'd think it doesn't work, but I actually liked that stuff. It was anything but real. You know, it was whatever they, probably chemicals. You know what I'm talking about? You loved it. I did too. That was really good. Good for you, Pam. Enjoy Tennessee. Tennessee's a great state. Great place. Great place. All right. Well, it's going to be hard to see the video clips you've got if you're frozen.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at my task manager right now to see what's being the resource hog. And it says JB Johnson is the resource hog. It's taking everything.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it's saying. Yeah, I'll take full blame.
It's saying Microsoft Edge is taking like 58% of the resources.
I don't know, Britt. Like I said, every time we try to do this, there's some weirdness going on over there. I don't know what's happening.
Well, it's me. Weirdness happens.
Is that what it is? Hey, everybody in Twitch. Good to see you guys too.
Is that even playing?
Yeah, I can see that. I can see it. I don't hear anything, but I see it.
Well, I don't have the audio on. I just want to make sure the video works, because if I was frozen and now that video's maybe it's I don't know.
Well,
I don't know, JV. I
know you don't want to hear it.
I
know you don't want to hear it, but I can tell you what it is.
The short between the keyboard and the ground?
No, it's quote unquote Wi-Fi.
I'm not on Wi-Fi.
Well, you are because you're connected to your phone, which is through Wi-Fi.
Oh, maybe I should. Maybe that's what my problem is.
Try harder.
That is exactly what it was. My phone was attaching to the Wi-Fi in the house, so I just had to turn that off.
Dude, that
Shut that off. Go back to this. Go back to that. Are you moving now? Okay, you're moving. See, I'm moving now. Now you can be happy.
Well, I like to see you moving when we're doing a video show. It's a little bit. Remember when remember when your parents, and not everybody remembers this because some people aren't as old as Britt and I are, but remember when your parents used to have the Super 8 camera and they'd point it at you and nobody knew how to act in front of a movie camera, so you'd kind of stand there and just go and wave.
Yeah, it's the big wave. Everybody does the wave.
That's all you did because you didn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
That's too funny. Too funny.
Oh my God.
All right. So what are we going to watch? What are we going to talk about here as far as evidence from investigations?
Well, this is what I'm thinking. You know, the whole thing in the cave with me, you, Mandy, and Sean Farash was weird. So I kind of just clipped that section out, and I just want to hit play, and we'll run it through. We'll hit pause. We'll talk about what we're seeing, see what Chad has to say. Hit play. It's only about, 7 to 10 minutes long. But kind of just work through that section because all that stuff that was going on with Mandy and that casket and the REM pod, and then over at the door, that other REM pod was freaking out like something was trying to get out but couldn't clear the plane. And
yeah,
I mean, it's just basically it's that little section right there that it's just weird what went on there. And that's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay. Well, as you get that
what are
ready,
you thinking?
I just want to answer a couple of questions here. So, Cop 350 said,
Okay.
have you ever seen a clothing outline on a shadow person? Cop says, I think I did. It was so fast. Looked like a feminine, fancy sleeve design. I don't know that I've seen clothing per se, but I've definitely seen hats. I've seen hats on shadow people.
Yeah, what's the deal with the hats on shadow people? I don't get that.
I don't know, but I've seen that. And, there's the whole hat man thing, which is a form of the shadow person with a hat, obviously. But that seems pretty common to see hats.
Yeah, that's in the shadowy things I've seen have always had some kind of headwear on.
Yeah. And I don't
Maybe
know
it's
if it's
the Neuralink in some distant future, and they're beaming back to us through time travel.
Well, you know what?
So they have to have this thing on their head.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Or it could be that the hat is just a very distinct feature on somebody. You can't always tell, especially with a shadow figure, whether they have a shirt on. Like if I was a shadow figure with this T-shirt on, you probably wouldn't see the outline of the shirt. But if I had a top hat on, you would definitely see the outline of the top hat. So maybe it's just more perceivable. I'm not sure.
But is Cop 728 saying that he's seen shadow people naked? And that the clothing was a little weird to him?
I don't know where you're going with that. I'll read exactly what Cop said. Have you ever seen a clothing outline on a shadow person? I think I did. It was so fast. Looked like a feminine, fancy sleeve design.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It just strikes me as he's asking the question like he's seen the body outline of a nude shadow person.
Well, I listen. I think that generally anybody who's experienced a shadow person has just seen a human form. I don't know that gets into a lot of detail in the shadow about anatomy or shape, other than it's humanoid. From what the ones that I've experienced, it's just kind of a humanoid shape. Without a lot of detail.
That thing that we experienced at Rose Hills, was it Rose Hills?
Rolling Hills.
Rolling Hills that climbed up the wall and
yes,
down the ceiling towards us.
Yes.
That was not humanoid. That was like some shit out of the Thing.
Well, it was
like
human.
When the head came off the body. It was crawling around.
It was humanoid shaped, but it didn't have humanoid behavior. That's for sure. That was freaky.
It had really long legs and arms.
Well, it did. Yeah, it was exaggerated. That was one of the most freaky experiences that I've ever had. You and I, were we with Rihanna Wilson, Grant's wife, that night? I think we were all in that room together.
There was a group of us. There was like 9 of us that saw that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Which was what made it even more weird, is that everybody saw the same thing.
Yep. And it was freaky.
I mean, either that was
everybody
really
was
bizarre and freaky.
Yeah. Everybody was getting
parlor trick.
Everyone was getting freaked out by that. Another question we have here before we continue is from Barb, and let me just find it. Do either of you take something lucky when you go on adventures?
I take JV.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I take Britt. I don't have. You know, it's funny. I've often thought I should start wearing. I have a crucifix that my grandmother gave me that I've had all my life, and I used to wear it a lot. I just don't wear any jewelry at all. And I thought, I should start wearing this crucifix, particularly when I go on investigations, for whatever reason. But I haven't yet, and I don't really think about it that way. I think my will and my what's the other word? My will and my resoluteness kind of protects me from anything that I would consider dangerous. Now, maybe that's a little naive, but it's worked for me so far. Britt?
Hence I'm not mad, I'm Italian.
Hence my wheel falling off almost as I'm driving home from Tennessee.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, I don't, do I carry anything lucky with me? No. I mean, because I'll just lose it.
True story. True story.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't. I'm not that sentimental a person to boot. There's very few things I have, objects that I have sentimental value over.
Let me share a little story about Britt and what he just said, because it's so very true. And here's an illustration. So we're getting ready to do this project. And we're saying, okay, we're going through all the equipment we need. We need this. We need this. Oh, I used to have that. Yeah, I gave it away. Oh, I used to have that. Oh, I just gave it away. Oh, I used to have that. I lost that. I don't even know where that. Oh, I used to have that. This is like real equipment, like thousands of dollars worth of stuff. And he's like, yeah, I don't know where that went. I gave that to somebody. I don't know. I'm like, you nuts? What the heck? And it's true. You just give shit away. You don't care.
That's just the way I am. I mean,
I'm not using this today.
They need something. Yeah. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'm not doing this today. I'm going to give it away. Yeah. No, it was funny. So it's true. He's true. He's being honest.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of sentimental value to stuff. It's a tool to use, and then I move on. But that pays itself forward, because I'm always helping people and giving stuff to people, and when I need help, there's always people there to help me out. So
and Britt will tell you, me on the other hand, I have everything cataloged.
Oh my God.
I've got everything. Yes. I've got cards where you need to sign it out if you're going to use it.
Yeah. And then when you put it back, you dismantle it, put it back into little plastic packaging, and then it goes into the form-fitted package, and then into the box, and you got to close it, put the little lip in just right,
yes,
and then a little tape to hold it shut, yes, and then it goes into a Ziploc, and then it goes into the hard Pelican case.
Yes.
Everything.
Thank you. Yes. It's so true.
Me, on the other hand.
Toss it in there. Throw it in there.
Pull it out, put it together, find a hole for it. That's its cubby. That's its new home. God. There you go. Moving on.
So funny. So funny. Wendy wants to know if we're ever going back to Rolling Hills. Wendy, I've been talking with Sharon, the owner of Rolling Hills, for quite some time. We're trying to work out an opportunity where we can travel to that location. It's easy for me. Obviously, Britt's in California, so everything he does, he's got to fly. And the location is available to us. And I'll tell you what, we've investigated there in the dead of winter. That is not fun. So we are not going to be there from the months of, I'd say, mid-November to mid-April. That's not happening, because it's, I mean, I remember one time we were there, it was like 5 below zero. We're investigating, I mean, everybody's breath was like making clouds of, the mist or whatever you make when you breathe in cold air, and everything looked like a ghost. It was like, why are we doing this? This is absolutely ridiculous.
Right. And it costs money. I mean, Rolling Hills is a big ass place that, she makes money. So we got to save our pennies and, because it's not fair to her if we try to freeload off her. So again, all the support you guys can give us helps us get into places like that.
That's absolutely right. Jack says, I personally believe some shadow figures could be glare of camera lights or light source in the area you might not be in, or you catch it in 100% darkness off a night vision camera. You're absolutely right, Jack. There are a lot of times, especially with IR light, you don't see it in real time. You don't, obviously not picking it up with your eyes.
In human life.
Right. And then you'll look at a video or something, and you'll see the shadow go by in IR that I've seen so many people say, oh, look at this, look what I caught. I'm like, that's just an IR shadow. It's not what you think it is. And you're also right about regular lighting and cameras. You got to be really, really careful about that stuff, because so many things make shadows. and you don't realize it, and then you catch it on film or on in a still photo or whatever, and you're convinced you caught some kind of shadow person's spirit, when in actuality it's just a light anomaly in some fashion.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at these. Well, they're not new cameras, but they're going to be new to us cameras. But right now we have a DVR system that uses basically standard security cameras with a bunch of IR light. The lenses, it switches over to IR, and then it blasts a bunch of light into a room, which is IR, which we can't see as humans, but the camera sees it just fine. There are cameras that are zero lux security cameras for low light situations that I'm going to grab a few of those. And it's what I used to use on Ghost Hunters towards the end that was really documenting a lot of the shadow play that clients were reporting. And because these cameras can be adjusted in a way to where it literally picks up moonlight. If the moonlight's splashing a back wall in a room, it'll pick it up. So we're going to get a few of those, and that should really increase our ability to document and either prove or disprove shadow activity in places. So again, it's all about trying to find that the right pieces of equipment to use per the claims of the location, and then understanding what it's doing, so you know what's a mechanical anomaly or a machine anomaly versus a WTF anomaly.
I want to in chat, Nikki Lynn says shadows can be all different colors and shapes as well. It can take on a human form, on a form as a human. I know I've seen what I'll call shadow figures, but they're really masses, just like a shadow mass, almost blob-like. I've experienced that on several occasions too. So you're right. It can either be humanoid shaped, or it can be just sometimes mist, like a black mist, or like almost like a cloud moving through a room, but it's dark. Or just a big blob. I've seen all of those. So you're absolutely right, Nikki. So thank you for pointing that out. Check out Night Owl. It's a good product for CCTV. Okay. Yeah, we'll check that out, Jack. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, Night Owl. Yeah, I was looking at those the other night. Yeah, there's a handful on the market. There's some that are really, really nice, but, I don't have the budget for that yet. But, again, with your support, if it ever gets big enough, I love the equipment and being able to document it without you having to believe us, because then it's just a personal story. So the more equipment we can get that we can put out, that can document, that we can then present to you, is the idea. And the goal in my mind, the gold standard of evidence is something we can document on multiple pieces of equipment.
Yeah, and so people know, I mean, we've said this before, and I think most people who followed us for a while know that we work really hard to be able to document everything that we present as evidence. Sometimes we present things that we don't have a lot of documentation for. It might just be something we caught on a camera, something we heard, or something we caught on an audio recorder. We don't have alternate versions of evidence for that particular thing, but we still like to present it because we like people just to hear it. We're not claiming it's anything in particular. We're not sure. Often we just present it and let people tell us what they think it is. So, just obviously be aware of that. Yeah. So it looks like you're frozen again there, bud.
Yeah, I am. And it's my computer. As soon as my fan engages into maximum turbo liftoff speed, I freeze up. So I don't know what that's all about.
Didn't you just buy a new computer?
Yeah, that's a desktop beast of a machine, but it's in the house plugged into my desk, and I'm out in the garage with my laptop. But my laptop's is a gaming laptop too, so I think I don't know. I don't know. Why are you asking me these questions?
Because I remember going through the whole process of you buying a computer so you could do this and it can handle everything, and now you're saying it's not. You don't have it, so that's why I was confused.
Yeah, no, it's because I'm remodeling. So everything's askew.
Okay. Hey, Lori, good to see you.
Am I still frozen?
Yeah, documentation. No, you're not. Documentation is always best. That's why I like showing the hardcore proof without some. That's the way to do it, Jack. That's the best way. As you know, I'm sure as well that you don't always have that luxury. And what we're trying to do when we present our investigations live, we also just like to show, whatever we've caught. Here it is. You guys decide what you think it is. If we've got multiple sources of confirmation on any given piece of evidence we have, we certainly show that, but we don't always have it. And, we're not going to not show it just because we don't have that. We're just not going to make claims about it if we don't have it, but we still like to show it.
Yeah. And again, this is a journey that we're on together. All of us. You guys that are watching us here.
Kumbaya.
Kumbaya. So, and the only reason that we're kind of screening stuff through the subscription area, number one, they're supporting us, and that's a perk for them that they get to see everything first and help us make decisions. But, if it's an easy debunk, we don't want to waste your time with that. But there are some things that we present that we know as a debunk, but we just want to see what you guys do so you guys can hone your craft and sharpen your tools. And, and quite honestly, we could be wrong. We could think something's a debunk. We put it out there and someone goes, I was there 2 weeks ago investigating with my team and blah, 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 blah. Your debunk is actually inaccurate, or your acceptance of evidence is inaccurate because we were there 2 weeks ago, So the bottom line is we just want to share with y'all.
Nikki asks if we ever use laser grids. Yep, we do. We have. We don't use them a lot, but we certainly, it's one of the tools we've got in our...
JP likes to use them right in his eye.
I like him use them in your eye. I'm like, Britt, you're over there, and I shoot the laser at his eyes. Okay, so our buddy Chris Cummings just sent some stars in chat, and I think that's the message. That's the, hey, guys, when are we going to be playing some Apex? Chris, I was talking with my son earlier today, and I said we got to get some games going because Chris is waiting at his console to jump on and play some Apex Legends with us. So, Chris, it is coming, and thank you for the stars.
My God.
It is on the way. We're going to make that happen for sure. All right. Are we ready to do some, show some clips here, whatever you got to do here, whatever's happening?
And just so you guys know that are watching, what we're going to play, we'll probably the next day or two, we'll just put this clip up separate so you can just watch it. You don't have to skim through this whole little stream we're doing.
And let's also be clear. Let's also be very, very clear. You've basically taken one clip from one night of 4 nights of investigating. This is not like all we found. This is just as far as we've gotten.
Right.
We've got a lot of stuff to go through. A lot.
This is just the cave section with that weird stuff that was happening with Mandy and Sean and obviously you and I. And I'm just gonna play it and we'll roll a little bit out. We'll stop and talk about it. See what chat says. Roll a little bit out. Stop and talk about it. That's kind of my thought on this. If it freezes up, blame the computer. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Well, then stop yelling at me.
Get off the coffin. Let's just see what happens. Now hold. I just can't. I'm trying to figure out if it's me.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out too.
JB, when you want me to stop.
It's weird because you can stand there and it won't do anything, and then you move like that and you get a watch. Is that a regular watch?
It's a regular watch.
Pause it because you froze. You're frozen.
What?
Yeah, nobody's
Pause.
there.
Nobody's there.
Pause.
Not at all.
Radios didn't go off.
Oh, I gotta hit the right button.
You're frozen. I don't. I have a. Anyway, let me just explain what's happening. First of all, Dee, thank you so much for the super chat for Rolling Hills. Dee says she may meet us there when we investigate there. We will definitely let you know, Dee, when we are there so that you can join us. I still just have like a frozen screen of the video. I don't have.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try something.
He's gonna try something. He's gonna try something. So just to explain what's going on. So we had this is at the Ura Shrine. This is the first night at the Ura Shrine. Sean Farash was there with us. He was a newbie investigator. It was his first investigation. And, whenever anybody does a first investigation, we always say, hey, don't expect too much because this stuff doesn't happen on command and you could sit for hours and nothing will happen. Well, Sean got treated to the holy grail of paranormal investigations. And it didn't start with this particular session in the grotto, the cave. That was a little bit later in the night, but it was a really curious part of the night and part of the investigation. And what was happening is Mandy from Ghost Sisters was sitting on, there's a coffin there.
Right? No. Nothing went off?
No. No.
Hold on.
What are you telling
Go
me
ahead and
to
talk,
hold?
JV. I'm going to try and find it.
Yeah, okay. So Mandy's sitting on the coffin, and I can't remember, was it when she was on the coffin or when she got off the coffin that the REM pod would start going nuts?
It's whenever she would get on it or get off it.
So whenever she changed. So
it was both.
Yeah. So if you look at that picture right there, this is the video still it's paused here. And Sean is the guy in the plaid shirt. He's looking at the REM pod, which is basically as we're looking at this, to the right of Mandy, kind of at her foot level. You see a little light down there on the floor. to her other side, the left of her, from the way we're looking, we've got a K2. Is that two K2s or I can't tell exactly what's there. I see two green lights, but the REM pod.
I think it was two K2s.
Yeah, the REM pod on the floor to her right is the one that was reacting most significantly. And the other thing to note about this particular setup here is that right behind that REM pod, and you can see there's a wreath on the door, and there's a little light in the wreath because that's another K2 we stuck up there. And we did that because this door, last time Mandy was there, this door would slam. She would be sitting there, or they would be in this cave area, and this door would open and close. And there were people that were accusing the owner, Rick, of being in there, opening and closing the door. And when we looked, he showed us, he said, there's no way I can be in there. It's a little tiny closet that's got a hot water heater in it. There's no way anybody, whether it was Rick, who's a big guy, or somebody much smaller, could actually fit in there and be doing that. So that door was doing something. We weren't there to see that, but it was doing something on its own, and that's one of the reasons we have the K2 in that wreath, and we've got the REM pod at the base of that door. And when Mandy would sit on that coffin, whatever was affecting the REM pod was not happy about it, or they were very happy about it. One of the two, we don't know. But that REM pod was reacting.
Yeah. Are we ready to play some more?
Yeah, if you want to, go ahead.
It's coming.
Off the coffin. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, we're not getting it, Britt.
No, hold. I just can't. I'm trying to figure out.
Britt, we're not
when.
getting it. We're not.
Did it freeze?
It's all frozen. We're just looking at it still.
Yeah, every time I hit play, my computer nuts
All
up.
right, so
I don't know what the. You know what? You vamp. I'm gonna restart this mother effer.
Okay, I'm going to vamp. All right, so vamping means
vamp.
I'm going to vamp. Vamping means I'm just going to chat a little bit about some non-investigation things. First of all, I want to thank the Ghost Sisters for being such a great collaborative team. They've been phenomenal in not only helping us out with investigations, but helping us secure locations. We're going to be investigating with them again in October. We're in October, but in 2 weeks, I think it is now. What is the date today? Today's the 5th. We're going to be with them on the 27th and 28th. So that would be 3 weeks. That would be 3 weeks. Thanks, Chris. Chris Cummings again. We are going to play. I promise you. We're going to do this. Just been crazy the last few days. So we're going to be with the Ghost Sisters again the 27th and 28th of October. That's going to be our Halloween investigation. They found a location that nobody's been to of any television fame or any of that kind of thing. You haven't seen this place before. It's got an amazing story. It's really cool, and it's a big location with a lot of places for us to investigate. So that always presents a challenge for us because while we have a lot of great equipment, we do everything live. So therefore we've got our cameras have to be connected all the time. We can't just send a camera off to record something because that's not live. So our stuff has to be within range of being able to remain connected to the home base, if you will. So we're excited about this, and this is going to be on the 27th and 28th of October. It's going to be our Halloween weekend investigation. We do have an edited version of the first night of the Brownella Cottage, which was the first investigation we did with the Ghost Sisters in September. We did 2 with them. We did Brownella Cottage and the Ura Shrine, which this video is from, the Ura Shrine. We've edited down the first night of investigation. We'll be putting that up for people who don't want to sit through the full 3 hours of the recorded live investigation. This actually edited down to about just under 2 hours, so cut a little bit off, but there was so much going on, you couldn't cut a lot out. And we tried to make it so it was just a little more compact for people. And it just kind of, I guess it's kind of a highlights thing, but obviously a lot of highlights at Brownell Cottage. And we'll be doing the second night and the 2 nights of the Ura Shrine as well. So you'll all have an opportunity to do that. If you haven't checked out the YouTube channel and you're a follower on Facebook or Twitch, where those full episodes might be easier to find on the YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube, it's just Paranormal Reality TV. It's the same. And if you subscribe there, those episodes. We're going to post them on Facebook, but sometimes it's a little more difficult and a little more cumbersome to find stuff like that on Facebook. But either way, whatever you prefer, that's fine. It just might be easier on YouTube. Pam, thank you for that compliment. Pam says you guys are awesome. You guys are so awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. And thank you, Scooter, for reminding people to hit the like button. That helps too. And I noticed that the live investigation recording numbers are really going gangbusters. And, I think we're up at 25,000 views for the second night of You're a Shrine. I want to thank everybody for that too. Obviously, people are watching and enjoying what we're presenting. It's probably more the Ghost Sisters than us, but either way, just keep watching and keep sharing. I appreciate that. Let me just read here. I don't want to miss any questions or comments while I'm waiting for Britt to come back. When I was a kid, I would check out ghost legend books and learned out animals. I took a poodle to a small haunted residence, and the poor thing freaked the heck out. Well, we know this. We know that animals, particularly dogs, cats, have a much higher sensitivity to things, whether it's from their ability to see, hear, and smell. Their senses are far more acute than ours are, and they pick up things that we just don't. And I don't know that there's any specific explanation other than we know they have more acute senses. But they seem to also see and hear things that maybe aren't necessarily just due to their eyesight and their ears. It's more of an extrasensory thing. Yeah, animals are a great tool when used properly to determine whether or not something's going on. I mean, there's so many stories about people in their living room and their dog, starts looking up into the corner of the room, and then something paranormal will happen there that they'll catch, and they can tie it to that. It's crazy. Chris said, I'm not saying a word, Chris. Not saying a word of what you just said in chat. I won't say that. Okay. It's a deal. I promise. What else can I'm just trying to kill some time here for Britt to get back. JV, do you think having a medium during your investigation enhances your investigations? Absolutely. Now, here's the thing. I've always been kind of anti-psychic medium on investigations in general. And I don't mean this like when I was working with the Ghost Hunters guys. I felt like a psychic medium in those investigations, because of the way they were presented, probably wouldn't have helped. But for us, the way we do our investigations and we do them live, it is an amazing tool. Mandy, who is a medium, has helped us out tremendously. We've had Erica Marks investigate with us. She's helped us out tremendously. In fact, just the other day, yesterday maybe, the gentleman who runs the Bird Mansion in Birdsboro, Pennsylvania, sent me a text and he said, I just found a picture from the Birdsboro or the Bird Mansion archives, and it shows a guy by the name of, I'm not going to remember the guy's name now. Let's say it's Tom. I don't know. I don't remember the name. It's not Tom, but let's just say it's Tom. A guy named Tom. He's cleaning the fireplace after there was some flooding here in the mansion, and he's smoking a pipe. And he said, "Do you remember when Erica said she smelled pipe smoke, and she saw, had the vision of somebody? I think she was saying." With the same first letter of the name that ended up be Tom, whatever it was. And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I do remember that. Erica was calling that out at the time. She had no knowledge of that. And Todd just found a picture confirming that everything she had seen in this investigation was valid. Now, we don't take all that stuff at face value. If we're working with a psychic medium and we're sitting in a room and the psychic medium says, oh, there's somebody named Charlie in that chair, which this is word for word happened. Somebody named Charlie in this chair, and they're this, they're that, and the other thing. I always say, well, that's great for you. If you actually see that, that's wonderful, but none of us can confirm that or see that, and none of our other equipment is picking up anything to confirm it. It gives us something to work with, and we can focus on, okay, let's see if we can pick up Charlie. Let's see if we can figure out how to validate what this particular person is seeing in that chair. And that helps guide us. But without that affirmation, we don't have a way to determine whether or not this was the psychic medium either just, saying something for the sake of saying something, or if they maybe they're having some flashback. Who knows? You just don't know. So we like to have validation, but the psychic medium in our investigations helps guide us through the process and figuring out what exactly we're looking for, what we're trying to see, all that stuff. And then when you get a validation, like we did with Erica, with the picture that confirmed everything she had been saying at the Bird Mansion, I mean, then it's like a eureka moment. It's like everything pays off right at that time. And Britt's back. I don't know if he's talking, but I don't hear him. Oh,
can you hear me now?
Now I hear you.
All right. I hear you. Let me-
Aurora says, I think a sneaky spirit followed Britt home and took over his laptop. Well, if that's the case, it happens it happens all the time, Aurora.
Yeah, I was gonna say no. This is normal.
Yeah.
This is a normal thing, but I think am I on the wrong camera, the wrong microphone?
Tap your other one? No, you're on the right one.
Sweet. All right. You done with your storytelling time?
I guess so. I was just, we were asked if we think having a psychic medium on an investigation helps, and I said, like when we were working, well, you specifically on Ghost Hunters, but when I was working with the Ghost Hunters team and with some projects, I didn't feel like that was the right place for a psychic medium. However, with what we're doing, I think it's a very important tool. It's, again, one more tool in the tool chest. And the only thing I will say is that when we walk in, we worked with a psychic medium in the beginning of our project here. We'd walk into a room and that psychic medium would say, I see Charlie sitting in the chair, blah, 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 go through this whole story. Well, I don't see Charlie. I'm sorry. I don't see Charlie. Britt doesn't see Charlie. We don't feel Charlie. Our K2, our REM pod, nothing else is telling us Charlie is there. So that kind of
JV?
Yeah, what?
Neuralink's coming, and we might be able to plug the psychics in and then download their data.
Okay, well, when that happens, then we'll have a whole nother way to validate. But for now, that's a great little story, Mr. and Mrs. Psychic, whatever. But none of the rest of us and people viewing can't, they don't see the same thing. They don't have any way to understand what you're talking about. So therefore, we can only take it at face value.
That's what I love about Mandy is she's willing to use all of the external equipment to help document what she is personally experiencing. So many psychics are like, you're going to use what? How antiquated,
Yeah.
type thing. And in my mind, it's mostly because they don't want to be called out for their bullshit. But Mandy, Erica,
Jack, I'm sorry, just let me interrupt. Jack says, no offense, but I think a lot of mediums are fake. Jack, I agree with you 100%. One of the biggest hurdles we face in this business, and I've interviewed hundreds of psychic mediums on my interview program, is that there are a lot of charlatans in this business. We work very, very hard to make sure the ones that we're working with and that we stay working with are not the charlatans. We try to find the ones that, listen, I don't understand how it works because as Britt and I often say, we're both about as sensitive as bricks. But there are people that legitimately have a gift, and we work very hard to weed those people out of the group because there are a lot of them that'll just take your money and tell you what you want to hear and claim it was some kind of reading. And finding the line between those two is probably the most difficult task we're faced with, and I think so far we've been pretty good at it.
Yeah, and again, they're a tool. They're like a hound dog. Mandy goes
That's
into a
rude.
room and she's like,
that's really rude.
Well, hey, hound dogs are the best tracking animals on the planet.
Okay. So you were saying it is a compliment.
They can track a 4-day-old trail.
So that was a compliment, what you mean?
Oh yeah, totally,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right, good.
And they're great animals too. But my point is that, Mandy walks into a room, or Erica, or insert whoever we're working with, and I got the heebie-jeebies, this is what I'm experiencing. We set up a bunch of equipment. And then, like you just said, Erica had that experience, and then I think the guy's name was Todd, right?
Yeah, Todd.
Or Todd. Todd, after we were gone, found the evidence that corroborated it.
Corroborated, yeah.
So, corroborated it. Yeah, words of my second language. But again, we use them as a team. We use them as hound dogs to sniff out the active areas, and then we deploy our ghost net, and we try to document, and they just help us do that. And what's the worst thing that happens? We will work with someone, and they go, I feel this, and this. We throw our ghost net out, and we get nothing. That's the worst thing that happens. But if it's an area that I used to be in Jack's shoes, that it's just a bunch of poppycock.
I don't think Jack's saying that, just to be fair. I think there's a lot of poppycock he's saying, but I don't think it's just poppycock.
Right. And then I worked with a couple, Chip Coffee was one of them. There was a couple others in there. But they would say something about, I'm feeling this is a little weird in this room. And it's a place I never would have put equipment up. I never would have put K2s and REM pods and all the stuff that we had on Ghost Hunters up. But I just went off of and we got great evidence. So I learned that there's something to it. But if you're going on a group thing, a public thing, or whatever thing, and the psychic is saying everywhere I go there's ghosts, everywhere I eat there's ghosts, every room has ghosts, every bathroom has ghosts, every restaurant has. Okay, you're with the wrong person. You want to be with someone who is a little more discerning and a little more honest with themselves and therefore with you.
Yeah, and there's another part to that, and we often marvel at this. Britt and I will be in a room and nothing will be happening. It'll be quiet. None of the equipment's going on. Nothing's going on at all. And then we bring someone like Mandy or Erica into the room, and somehow they are a magnet or a lightning rod for the activity to start. And they just all they have to do is be in the room with us, and all of a sudden the activity starts. So that tells me that the other side, whatever's happening over there, they recognize a conduit. They see Mandy, they see Erica, they see Christine, they see. Have I missed anybody that we've worked with that we
Bloody Disgusting?
The Bloody Disgusting folks, Steve and Danielle. They see those folks and they recognize them as a conduit to be able to communicate in some fashion. And then all of a sudden our equipment starts going nuts. So there's something to that. That's a real phenomenon.
Yeah, because we've tested it over and over again. I can't tell you how many times JVR and I go out and we go out and it's just crickets and it's boring and we're struggling to entertain, and make content. And then it's like, see if Mandy can come in here. And then it really goes crazy. So we've literally tested it, and there's something to it.
Right.
What exactly, I have no idea. I mean, unless she's, she's Data from Star Trek and she's a robot and she's got special powers and to set shit off, but I don't think so.
Yeah, there's something to all of that. So I hope that was a really detailed way to answer your question. Are we okay with the video? Or do we need to hold off on this until we have a better?
They don't.
That's right.
Holy crap!
Listen now. I've been sitting on this thing ever since I've been coming
How
here.
you felt a cold draft next to all this heat?
Yeah. There's something swarming this area. Unless there's a draft coming in from the door or something. I'm trying not to think it's just something spirit-wise, but there's something going on.
We're getting the message. We're understanding that you're trying to communicate. Just try a little bit harder. If you don't want Mandy sitting on that coffin, make the device light up again like you just did. Try harder.
Dude,
Okay, pause it there.
that
Pause it
female
there.
is definitely...
So it's interesting here because this was happening for a good 10 minutes or so, where Mandy would sit on the coffin, it would go nuts. She'd get up off the coffin, it would go nuts. We took all the devices away from her, so there was nothing in her pockets. She wasn't holding anything that could set it off. And
No phones, no watches, no radios, no nothing.
nothing. Yet I asked for a response and I got nothing. I said, if you don't want Mandy sitting on the coffin, make the device light up. And it didn't, nothing responded. So at that point you're like, okay, well, not really sure what's happening here.
You want to go some more?
Yeah, let's play some more.
Here we go. Oh, audio would help.
Let's just see what happens.
And there she stands up and it goes nuts.
I just can't... I'm trying to figure out if
I don't
it's
know.
me.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out too. It's weird because you can stand there and it won't do anything, and then you move like that and we get a response.
Could it be your watch?
Is that a regular watch? Or
Just
is
a
it-
regular watch.
Okay.
The fudge?
What?
Yeah, nobody's there.
Nobody's there.
Not at all.
Radios didn't go off, right?
Nope.
Nothing went off?
Nope.
No, nope.
No one there.
Oh, wow. Whoa, dude.
And that one's not going. It's just this one.
So
Yeah.
it's across the room now.
So something's entering the room.
So, JV, tell the story that Rick told us after this all went down that he told us offline about the spirit that's trapped in the cave area.
I don't know much more than that.
Were you there for that?
I don't think. I remember hearing that there was a spirit that was, they believe, was trapped in this cave area and couldn't cross that threshold. You have more information?
Yeah, that's what Rick was saying, is that some of the other groups that have been here, that's what they've kind of figured out, so to speak. So because we put that particular REM pod, which that's what that is, a proximity sensor, right on the edge of the threshold of where whatever the spirit is can get out, that's why he thinks it kept going off. And as we play forward, it'll go off a lot more. And it's like it's trying to get out, but it can't break the barrier. But it's hitting the REM pod and then bouncing back. Shall I continue playing?
Yeah, sure.
Or exiting.
Or leaving.
Or leaving. Came from here, went up over there.
Are you still here?
Coming in.
Okay.
Careful, because we just had some activity there.
Oh. That's Britt. Now that one off.
Over here.
There it goes again.
I don't know if that's me though, dude. That's crazy.
It's weird.
By the way, I don't have
That's
my
Britt.
I don't have my phone with me anymore, so I left that upstairs in the control
Okay.
room.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's not.
It's not that.
Should have the K2s.
Want me to walk up there? I
You
can
go
walk
up there and sit and see
'cause
what
I
it
have
does.
nothing in my pockets
Yeah.
to the mic.
Watch Sean walk up.
I'm gonna
there.
go up there.
Nothing happens. This is what's crazy.
What?
You walk through these-
All right, I'm gonna go and let you guys do your thing.
Nothing.
Nothing from me
you
up
guys do
here.
your
Nothing
thing.
from me up here.
That's crazy.
Redo it?
It kept lighting up when I go up there.
Are you kidding me?
No, there's something.
And this just
going
went
on.
off too. This K2 just blinked.
They don't want me to leave. Are they trying to trap me in
I don't know
here?
if are they trying to keep you in here?
I don't know.
All right, should I get off and let Mandy come back up and see if it does it again?
Yeah.
I think so. Okay, let's try it. You ready to try it?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna get off.
Tyler's got
Nothing, right?
That girl's following me. It's Sarah. I'm
Now, if you go
telling
back up there and that goes off, I mean, it's.
So nothing happened when you walked?
That is incredible.
I don't think it's me now
Yeah.
because maybe.
Yeah. So the minute she sits down on that coffin, oh, you're back. I can put you back on instead of the picture that I got of you.
Oh my God, is that a picture of me you took?
That's a screenshot I had from a while ago, and I was using it because you weren't coming back to the with your camera. So
Oh my God.
it was
You're
working.
killing me.
It was working. Why can't I find? Oh, I know why.
Oh my God.
there you are.
Anyway, there was a lot of commotion that happened there when I came in. But again, Sean walked up there, nothing. Walks back down, nothing. Mandy walks right by the machine, right by the REM pod, nothing. As soon as she sits down, it goes berserk.
Yeah.
What is that all about?
Yeah. And this goes back to what we just said about some psychics and mediums. They're kind of a conduit for this energy. And just as when Mandy will enter a room, when Britt and I are doing an investigation, we're not having any response from anything. When she walks into the room, all of a sudden stuff starts happening. I mean, that's exactly the phenomena we were just watching with her. It was more concentrated. It was concentrated basically to that one REM pod next to the coffin, and it seemed to happen every time she sat on the coffin. And then we had what I think was a separate thing going on with the REM pod by the door, and it may very well have been what Rick was telling us about, that spirit was just trying to leave and not able to. So a couple things going on there in my mind.
And that K2 to the left of her was reacting at times, which that'll be happening here. So continue.
Yeah.
Make up your mind. You want me to sit on this, or are you done?
I sat up there, nothing happened.
Nothing.
She sat up there. When I got off, that went crazy. She went up there, and that went nuts. That told me to get off.
Oh, something's here. There's more than one here.
Go off at all when I was
No.
down.
No.
Is going on?
It did until just a couple minutes ago.
It's getting picking up in here.
You come. I'm gonna go up there and sit and see what happens.
Okay, let's see.
I'm gonna play musical chairs.
And there it goes again. When you
I
walk
just
past.
wonder.
Yeah, but
I can't. You know.
okay. Now, you do have a radio on, but it's not transmitting.
No,
So that wouldn't
no.
be doing anything.
And nothing.
Oh, the cap.
Yeah, that was
you
him.
made a move.
Yeah.
Made a move.
That's because you're heavy enough that it moved it.
Thank you for calling me fat.
Nothing. That's how close you have to.
Now, see how close I had to get to
Yeah,
that?
you basically had to put your hand on the antenna.
Right. And I did the exact same things that Mandy was doing.
Yeah.
Now, I think next we start taking everything. This is where we start taking everything off for her and sending her up there with one thing at a time, just to start eliminating equipment. But this is some weird. And then another thing I think that needs to be articulated out is that one by the door was probably there for what? What do you think? A half hour ish with nothing happening.
Right.
Didn't go off once. We were walking past it over. It wasn't going off. And then when activity takes off, then it starts reacting to stuff, and it's like, what is that all about?
That's how close you have to be.
That's wicked. Listen, there's.
I mean, that's like maybe 6 inches.
You were further away from that when you got up,
I know.
Okay.
and you came all the way over here.
All right, turn it back up to where you were at. Don't let her.
You're right.
Mandy, take the throne.
And the last time I sat up there, that thing went
It's gonna
berserk
buck
in the
me off of
doorway.
it.
Oh my gosh!
Do you want me? Listen,
The heck?
Mandy, come over here.
I'm playing musical
It's
chairs.
just pissed every time you go up there.
You haven't gone up there yet.
Yeah.
Give me your radio.
Yeah.
Do you have a phone on you?
I'll make sure that all that's out. But it's still doing it.
Hold on. Let it reset. Let it reset. Okay, Mandy. Okay, Mandy. Sean, hold this
Okay.
and hold this.
Yep.
There you go, Sid.
No, guys, I'm telling you.
All right, go up there, Sean. Take a
With this.
seat.
So I gave,
Hold on, it's not done.
Sean the electronics
not.
that Mandy had on her.
The K2 just went off.
That's silent, and I'm holding the same stuff. I'll even put the radio on my left hand to get it even closer.
But that K2 just blinked.
Now key the radio just to see so people see what actually happens when you key it
Will I touch it?
Just push
like
the
Push the
button.
button.
on the side.
Yep. See how?
See how everything's going,
Everything goes now. She was
Everything.
not doing that.
including
No.
the K2s and that. Everything goes.
Yeah.
She was not
Okay,
doing
let
that.
everything reset. Sean, come over here.
Interesting.
Nothing happened.
Take the radio, Mandy. Put it on your hip like you had it. We'll leave the phone over here.
Now I'm just trying to figure out which piece of equipment it is.
I'll go over there and sit. This also counts as your workout for the month.
Squats.
Yeah, I'll take squats.
Okay, nothing. Come back over here.
I'm gonna give you the phone.
Give her the phone. Put the phone in your back pocket.
You want me to go back?
Yes, I do.
I think she was a little confused at the beginning as to what the hell I was doing.
And nothing.
Nothing.
So we've rolled out everything that
Right.
but electronically so
Right. Because if it was those things, she's back holding everything she held the first time she sat down and it went berserk. She's got everything she had before and nothing's happening. So she wasn't triggering it.
Even if it was the radio, the mic, what
What's that? Yeah, what's triggering
Yeah,
that?
why would it be that over there?
The other thing, when
I'm
it's
just in rolling out mode right now.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Oh
other
yeah.
thing is
this-
when it was the walkie-talkie, the K2s went crazy, not just
Right.
Britt.
Exactly.
Crazy.
So that right there is what you have to do when you have weird stuff happening. You got to start. We had activity happening. We experienced it. We went with it for a little bit just to let it to develop and do its thing, whatever that is. And then we went into debunking mode. I see a lot of investigators, as soon as something happens, they immediately want to jump up and debunk it, which, if it's legit activity, might be scaring it away. When something starts to happen, experience it, get a recorder going, because there was a recorder going in that room, and then all of our body packs. But get a recorder going, try and engage, all that stuff first, and then once you've kind of done some basic investigating, then start to debunk and see if you can rule stuff out. But I don't think we ruled anything out.
No, we didn't. At first, we thought we might have, and then we realized as we went further through the exercise that we didn't, because that she had all the equipment
Right.
back with her, and she went over, and nothing happened this time. So whatever was happening prior to that seemed to just stop on its own, and then we reintroduced all the equipment, and it didn't happen again. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Now,
So,
did
continue?
you put a toupee on
Or-
in between cuts here? Because your hair looks very different than it did last time we
Well, I
Okay, there we go.
don't know. I don't have very much hair as it is, so
It looks like you had a toupee on.
it's
I don't know.
thinning.
Okay. Yeah, do we have
Toupee.
more
You
to
don't need a
this?
toupee
We have
on.
more to this?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, yeah, we got more. Unless you don't want more.
Okay.
What does chat say? Does chat want us to keep going? Or are they bored with this?
Chris says he enjoyed the
Haven't been
teamwork
watching.
everyone had, and I agree. I think that's a great part of the group we had assembled there. And so far, I think most of our investigations have worked out that way. So it's helpful when everybody's working together on something.
All right, we'll continue.
Okay.
I know there's a section in here where Sean, the REM pod by the door, the exit entrance door, kind of counted down with Sean to sit on the coffin. Or to open the coffin, I think it was. Oh, wrong button. Wrong side.
So, do you have your recorder with you?
No, but I can go get it.
Well, I do have a recorder.
There we go.
It's not as nice as yours. We should probably...
That was insane.
Yeah, do you mind going and getting yours? Because now
Sure.
I can't find mine.
Hers is really good.
Oh man, I ain't got a flashlight. Okay, yeah, I do. I got my phone.
Oh, there it goes again.
Well, she could just move by it.
Yeah, she gotta
So
go.
it does,
Could've
she might have a
just-
bigger aura than me. That's not calling her fat.
That's
But her
PHAT.
energy level.
So that could have been what did that. Yeah.
Is the jacuzzi out of water?
No, there's water in it.
There's water in
I
it.
see reflection.
Wow, where my reflection angle looks like it's empty.
Okay, it's just me.
Oh yeah,
All right, I'm
that was me. I
going
moved the
in.
bench. This bench.
So when she comes back, I say she sits over there,
Yeah.
holding her recorder. We do a burst EVP
So I'm going to
session.
skip forward a little bit.
See if we can make some recorder. We do a burst. All right.
And I had it on so I could see.
That K2 was just going wild.
Sarah, is it you? It's just me.
Oh yeah,
All right, I'm
that was me. I
going
moved the
in.
bench. This bench.
Oh, is she out there?
No one there.
Okay. Well, I guess that wants us to do an EVP session too.
Will you talk to us if we get? Looks like I can read my brain. Can you read brains? That's not funny.
Nothing's going on with the radio, right?
Whew. Oh my gosh.
But she was way over there.
She was gone.
That wasn't her.
Oh, I felt like somebody was following me the whole time I was going after this stuff.
Well, maybe somebody was because that went off when you left.
Yeah, they're following. It's that female. She's.
All right, so.
K2's going off
Yep.
a little bit. Look at that. Look,
Oh,
look,
that's
look,
going
look.
off a lot,
It is.
actually.
It's
Can you turn the
Sarah.
flashlight off?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to have that on. I had it on so I could see.
That K2 was just going wild.
Sarah, is it you?
Sarah, are you here with us right now?
So that is two K2s right next to each other. In theory, they should both be going off if it's an external thing going on, like a radio button being pushed or just something man-made external, because they monitor the same frequency. So the fact that just that one K2 is going off and it's so close to the other one is an interesting anomaly. If you want to expand on that anymore, JV.
Yeah,
Or keep going.
That's one of the things that we often look for. We often look for multiple pieces of equipment either reacting together or one reacting and others not reacting. When they all react together, we often say, okay, there's got to be something else in the real world that's affecting these, which is making them all go off like a walkie-talkie or something like that. Although we are pretty good at recognizing the walkie-talkie reaction of this equipment. It's loud, it's everything, and it's extended. Even if you just click the mic quickly, it'll go for a few seconds and be very, very obvious. But when it's just one piece of equipment and not the others, particularly when it's it's one in the middle of a group of stuff or whatever, then you've got to say, okay, why just that one? If this was EMF coming from an outlet above the room or whatever, all these devices would be reacting to that. And when it's a single piece of equipment doing something, you've got to look at it as far more suspicious activity and recognize that it can't necessarily be an environmental factor in that instance, because we're not seeing the same thing happen on the other pieces of equipment.
And that is why I use so many K2s. They're cheap, and they do monitor the environment. They do what they do as advertised. And I know that we've gotten some people, oh my God, you're still using the K2 type stuff. Look, it just monitors the environment, and we're looking for that fluctuation. And when you have 7 K2s in a room and only one in the very center is going off, and then it moves, like when we're doing the dragon table, it moves to the other end and then comes back, and that's like moving. That's a moving ball of energy. That's not normal. And what does that all mean? And that's why we keep doing it. Shall I continue?
Yeah, I think I don't think we need to go through the whole thing. But if you've got, like, is there something like specifically in there that we want to
I don't know.
highlight?
I mean, there's a whole thing with Sean and the sitting on the casket. I mean, what does chat want? Does chat want us to? Are they bored already? I mean, let us know in chat if you're done with this.
So we should probably squat. If it's Sarah's a little child or a kid, we should probably squat.
No, it's a teenage. She's 18 or 19.
Oh, okay, old enough not to
Yeah,
squat.
yeah.
All right, so this is that EVP session we did.
G.
We're gonna push through.
We're gonna throw that switch.
Push through. Where is Sean getting excited?
Okay, these spirits. Spirits come in. Bellies?
That was a belly, right? That wasn't something.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
To a review with us. So
Yeah, help us out.
to a review with us.
And that audio we did in there is actually up for the subscribers to help us review.
Was that one of you guys' bellies?
That was a belly, right? That wasn't something.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
I was
nothing.
like, nothing. But before it was just 4th of July.
Yeah.
I love how everything you reference is patriotic.
It's insane.
Do you do it? Is it just natural?
It just comes out. It comes flowing out.
Is it okay if Mandy sits on the coffin now? Coffin now? Coffin now?
Leave the cave?
And every keeps hurting every time. It keeps hurting. Cave, and it gets mad. No joke.
Do we know why it cannot leave the cave?
What was it? Was that you?
What?
Did you just go?
Oh, dude, I thought that was you breathing heavy.
Yeah, I heard that too. It was kind of like a almost.
Going to 3. Look at the K2. Oh my god.
Holy God! Casey's going nuts.
So do you remember that, JV?
What was that noise?
Do I remember what?
That noise that we're just talking about?
No, I didn't. When I just saw that clip, I remembered it, but I hadn't remembered that until I saw it again.
Huh. Interesting. I wonder if we can hear. I'm gonna back it up now. We know to listen for it. Listen for it this time.
I can't remember if it was Rick that told me or if it was you that told me, Mandy that is, that whatever's in there does not like to be taken out, and the K2 just like.
Yeah, it's the.
Mandy told me when we were in here that she felt like there was something in here that felt stuck
Yeah.
in
So
the room.
stuck?
Stuck.
There's.
Stuck in the greater room or stuck in
Or stuck in
room?
that.
Well, there's a darker presence that's in here, and it has red eyes. I told you.
Holy crap! And
Dude,
the K2 went wild here,
Look,
and then
I'm
that went
telling
off.
you, there's a darker
see Tyler
presence here,
jump?
and it has red eyes, and it cannot leave the cave, and it gets mad. No joke.
Do we know why it cannot leave the cave?
What was it? Was that you?
What?
Did you just go?
Oh, dude, I thought that was you breathing heavy.
Yeah, I heard that too. It was kind of like a almost.
Going to 3. Look at the K2. Oh my god.
Holy God!
It's
The
free.
K2's going nuts. What was that noise?
You know what, JV? I didn't put that together. You heard that noise, which was right after we had the other REM pod hit by the door. Then you heard that noise, and then the K2's going crazy as Mandy's telling the story about the red-eyed whatever's in there.
Yeah.
So that was a whole bunch of something going on there.
Yeah, that's the thing with this footage here. There's so much going on from every direction, and not just the equipment going off, but the stories and the people, and there's a lot of energy in there. We have the water, and just there's a lot. It's a lot to absorb. And watching, because this is the first time I've watched it since we were in there, and seeing this stuff, and now starting to be able to kind of piece it together as we're watching it through. It starts to tell a story. It starts to have a narrative that we didn't recognize in real time. I just want to make a comment. Cop 350 in our YouTube chat says that I'm not sure it's he, but he is spoiled by watching the edited highlights on TV, and absolutely, that's the thing about TV is that they go through and edit it and put the music in and make it what it is. We're raw. This is raw. We do the investigations live, and you get to see, how the sausage is made, to use the same phrase I used earlier when we were talking about hot dogs, but you get to see it all. And there's an advantage to that because you get to see what happened in real time with this evidence. When we're watching edited clips on TV, we don't really know everything that's going on in the room and around and what's happening. In these clips, these are raw, live, recorded clips without any embellishment, without any type of processing. It's just what it is. And so it's real. And it's a little more difficult to take at times because you're, a lot of people talking all at the same time, whatever. But at the same time, it's true. It's honest. It's exactly what happened at the time.
And now the people that were there are walking you through it and realizing shit right along with you.
That's right. And I don't think Cop
on.
was criticizing. And I don't want to give the impression I felt like we were being insulted. I'm not. I'm just saying that's the difference, and that's why we like doing it this way. Britt spent 10 years doing it the other way, and that was a great time too. And I've done it the other way as well. But this is just putting it all on the table for not just you, but for us, as we get to watch this. Again, I haven't watched this clip or this part of the investigation. I've been working on the Brownella Cottage footage. Cottage, I think I said it right. Footage. And I haven't even seen this. So I'm watching it now. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. And now I can connect that to that, which I didn't think about at the time. So it makes it interesting again to be able to revisit that.
Yeah, and hopefully you guys enjoy watching us do the Mystery Science Theater 3000 activities with it and talk about it. And
we're not nearly as funny as those guys, though.
That's true.
By the way, your
All right,
video's
shall I
frozen
continue?
again. Your video's frozen.
Really?
Yeah.
It was doing so well.
Yeah.
Oh, my computer's like it's on fire. Oh, shit. I just hit record. I don't want to record. How do I stop this? Yeah, my computer is so hot. That's crazy. I'm still frozen, huh?
No, you're not now. Now you're moving.
All right. Well, let's see what happens.
Okay.
Oh, he wants us to die.
Okay, hold on. Before we do it, we're going to open this.
We're going to open the coffin.
We're going to open the coffin.
Okay.
Want to give it one last chance to tell us
You
no?
guys want to open it, or you
I
want
just
me
want
to
to see if
open
it's
it?
We want to give it
I
one
want
last
Sean to open
We
it.
want Sean to open it.
We want to give you one last chance to tell us not to open. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, open it. You'll be all right.
Well, the gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper says to open it.
Yes.
So I
you're
guess
good.
in the spirit of getting information, we open the coffin.
Yes.
All right.
There we go.
Get right on the coffin.
Look,
We have-
nothing's going
we
on
good here?
with him.
Ready?
Watch your top. Watch your top.
Uh-oh.
3, 2, 1.
What
Unbelievable.
the hell?
Dude, I told you.
Unreal.
Now look inside of that thing.
That is.
I can't believe I laid in there.
It's a rather interesting display inside of that coffin. Have you seen inside
Yeah.
there? Have you seen inside there?
Earlier,
Earlier.
Rick was,
Yeah.
when the gatekeeper was showing us around, but
That was counting down with me.
There's
yeah,
the light.
it was. It totally was. That's nutso.
Do you remember that?
Now, I didn't realize in real life when we were there that REM pod literally counted down with Sean.
Yeah. And
That's insane.
when you hear that and you see it and you're watching it, and if you weren't there, I mean, my first reaction is, all right, who's screwing around? Who's keying something up? Who's playing with their phone to make the thing go off in coordination with him, kind of? But we were there, and none of that was happening. And if it was a walkie-talkie or something, it would be setting off all the other equipment too, and it wasn't. So it's just all that more interesting, having been there, knowing that nobody there was doing anything along those lines. This was really happening. The darn thing was counting down with Sean as he was about ready to open up the coffin. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that. That was I've never quite seen anything like that. And what's interesting about the coffin is, yeah, there's some Hollywood bones in there, but there are also 3 or 4 skulls that are roadkill that has happened out on the road that are in there. So there's real animal skulls in there, and then in the pile of human skulls, there is one cadaver skull, a real human skull, in that pile of human skulls, just above the coffin there. So, I mean, there's legit weird shit there, legit activity with the witches and the psychics and the shaman and the people that have been there doing their rituals. So maybe there's some real stuff going on there. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to explain that away.
Yeah, Mandy in from Ghost Sisters in our chat said you guys have the footage of us around the dragon table, and we do have it. We're not ready to show it tonight, but in a stream coming up here in the next week or so, we probably will, and we'll have that because, as you say, maybe there's something going on there. Well, all I can say is that so much was happening in so many different locations at that shrine that it's hard to come to the conclusion that there's nothing there because it was happening everywhere. Yeah. And it was happening in really weird ways. We were getting names. You know, there are a lot of things that can be, I'll say faked. There are a lot of things that can be faked. And there are a lot of things that can be misinterpreted. But when you're listening to a spirit box, which I'm not a big fan of, as Britt knows, and you're listening to a spirit box and it's calling names out. It's calling names out. And it's repeating things that are coming through an app, which I'm also not a big fan of. All of a sudden you guys say, okay, there is something very interesting going on here. And that's what was happening throughout the 2 nights we were there.
Yeah. And so what you just witnessed, which was probably, how many minutes was that? That was 22 minutes of video right there. And we had all of that stuff happen in 22 minutes. You know, if we just got a tenth of that in a night's investigation, we would be happy.
A lot of groups, that's what they get, if that. A lot of them, they'll go to a location for 6-7 hours and get a couple blips on a REM pod or a K2, and they call that a success. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was a dragon table, which was like the cave, but on steroids. And then there was whatever the hell happened with that witch's box. I can't wait to dive into that evidence and start listening to that. Because that screech, scream, growl, whatever that noise was, we got to figure out that.
Right.
Because that was weird.
Right.
And scary as fuck, too.
It is a little uncomfortable. Those moments were a little uncomfortable. And there were actually a lot of moments at that Ura Shrine investigation where, whether it was you, Britt, jumped, I mean, like startled, jumped, or I went a couple times. Like, I don't do that normally.
You scared me doing that because you don't do that.
I don't. But there were a couple circumstances where that's what happened. It's just natural reaction, and we'll be able to replay those. By the way, anybody who's listening to us to talk about this stuff and is really, really curious about all of this, all of these live investigations are still on YouTube and Facebook. You can go and you can watch still night 1 at Brownella Cottage, night 2 at Brownella Cottage, night 1 and 2 at Ura Shrine. They're all on Facebook and YouTube, and you can watch them start to finish. You can scroll through them if you want, but they're there. So if you're really, really curious about all of this in context, you can go check those out. They're still there. We are putting together edited versions of these as well for the people who maybe want something a little more concise. We'll have those too. And we're also doing this. We're pulling clips out and doing little reviews with a live stream with them.
Yeah, like Cop 782 wants the edited version.
Yeah, and I don't blame him. I mean, you know, as we've said often, ghost hunting can be really boring. There are long stretches of absolutely nothing but people saying things in the dark. You know, who's here with us? Yes. Who is this? What? You know, just for hours. And in a live investigation, that's all there. We try to keep them interesting as best we can, but there are times where it's just slow. With the edited version, we take the slow stuff out and just try to present, you know, the activity and maybe the background with the activity, so you kind of get the feel for what was happening in the room before it started, that kind of thing.
Basically, JV tries to edit me out of everything.
Well, I've been working at it, and I think I'm going to start use this picture instead. I'm just going to put this over you anytime this, because you're really happy here. You're not grumpy like you normally are. So I'll start using this.
I look like Santa Claus.
And the toilet paper in the back is awesome too. So
That's paper towels.
I know, but it looks like toilet paper.
Hey, everybody poops.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't think you really had to tell anybody because I think everybody knows that, but okay. All right. So, yeah. So be looking for all that stuff. And again, if you really want to see the whole investigations, they're all there. Facebook and YouTube. You can find them all. And I encourage you to check it out because like this, what you just saw, you'll get a lot more background if you watch the whole investigation, or at least that whole thing. You know, we just showed a few minutes of what was probably 45 minutes in that room, in that cave area. So we encourage you to do all that and share them and whatever, all that stuff.
Yeah. And for the subscribers, I'm almost done editing together the behind the scenes walkthrough with the gatekeeper Rick, where he kind of explains everything. There was some stuff I had to go through and scrub out just for privacy reasons, but that'll be getting uploaded hopefully in the next couple days to the subscriber section on Facebook.
Another big thank you to our good buddy and soon-to-be gaming partner, Chris Cummings, for another bunch of stars sent on Facebook. Thank you, Chris. You are very, very generous, and we appreciate it. Pete, remember Pete from during the Nags investigation? He was part of the Team Agent Paranormal. Remember that? You remember Pete? Remember? Yeah.
Pete.
He said when we investigated Nags, he got freaked out because his voice came through the spirit box, which you were part of that session, I believe.
Yeah, that was insane. Yeah, and then when we were at the New Jersey, what was the New Jersey house called?
The Bird Mansion?
No.
Oh,
No,
New
the one that
Jersey.
we did. We're at New Jersey. The
New Egypt
history-
Historical Society?
New Egypt Historical Society. When I was up there doing the Estes method, and I heard Vax and Tyler's voices through the radio saying, "We're coming up. We're getting ready."
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how to explain all that. So that's just. And what's crazy is I had no way of knowing, but they were gathering their equipment to come up and change out with me.
Yep.
I had no idea of knowing that.
Yeah, I have to say this. So
I mean, how do you explain that stuff?
one of the things that we are blessed with is that we've been able to collaborate with people who have great locations. You know, we aren't just going to the house next door. Hey, can we come in and see if there's any ghosts in here? We are actually going to some really fabulous locations, whether it's with the Ghost Sisters who have set them up for us, or we went with Taryn from Paranormal Brew. She set up a couple places with us. We went to Bailey Seton Hospital, courtesy of my now son-in-law. Went to Nags, and we went to the Fairchild Mansion. The Fairchild Mansion was really cool, even though we didn't have a whole lot of paranormal stuff going on there. It was just a neat place. We've just been blessed with being offered great locations to go to. It's not the look at him struggle. It's not the run of the mill.
Oh man.
Look, it's not the run of the mill, just go out and ghost hunt kind of thing. We're actually, it helps to go into places that are notorious with a lot of activity. And we've just been lucky to do that.
Yeah, it helps that. Yeah, we have a network of friends that are getting us into places that have known hauntedness.
Plus, we've got places contacting us because of all of you and the number of viewers we're having for our investigations. These places want to have some promotion, let people know they're there, and that's. So they're contacting us as well. So all of that helps too. So listen,
we want to thank you guys for watching, because I mean we just broke. I think we're over like 175,000 views all combined from the last 2 investigation locations, which is huge for us. We've never hit this level before, so we do appreciate it, and it shows us that you guys are interested in it. And more than just the views, that number, the minutes watched, when you get behind under the hood and look at the analytics, the minutes watched is staggeringly high. It blows my mind how high it is. And that's just because you guys are watching, which is awesome, which is why we keep doing it. Because let me tell you, JV and I were going to have a real heart-to-heart after this last run about what to do, because numbers weren't looking good. But, you guys came through, and people, I don't know what happened. We hit the algorithm or something, but it's really good. So we're going back out end of October, and we're going to go out. Looks like we're looking at a place in November now.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously one of the things that we need to gauge is, okay, do people want this to, do people want us to be out there investigating? And by showing support through subscriptions and views, we've gotten a hell yes answer to that question. And so we're excited to get out and do some more of this. By the way, thank you to Andrew from the 13th podcast. Britt and I were honored to be a guest on the 13 podcast an episode or two ago. Andrew sending some stars in Facebook. Thank you for that support. And
Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And also thank you for having us on the podcast. That was fun. So, yeah, I guess that's going to do it.
Especially when they were in makeup.
Yeah, this was funny. Yeah.
That was the weirdest podcast I've ever done. Who was the one that had the makeup on? God, why am I so bad with this shit? Was it Andrew? Andrew didn't. Andrew was the. Which one was Andrew?
Why are you asking me
Was it 13?
like
Was
I
he
have a memory any better than yours?
Oh God, I'm drawing.
I don't remember who was who. Honestly,
I feel like an asshole now.
I know. I do too.
Andrew, were you the one with?
That was not I. It was not Andrew.
One?
Andrew was not with the makeup,
Okay.
which is what we thought.
Okay. He came and what's your partner's name? I'm so horrible with this. I am so sorry. I'll never forget him though. The makeup was amazing. He was working at a haunted house and got off late. Had to race home. Didn't have time to take his makeup on. So we were interviewed by a zombie.
Yeah, he did not have time to take his makeup off. He came in with it on.
What did I say?
You said he did not have time to take his makeup on.
Oh, take it off. So we got interviewed by a zombie. Which is the
Arthur had
weirdest
the makeup on.
thing
Arthur.
ever. Oh, Arthur. There we go. Jesus.
Yeah.
Ay.
I know.
Don't take it personal, Arthur. I forget my kids' names too.
You forget your own name, Britt. You've called yourself several
true.
things when you're introducing yourself. But I'm like, wait, your name's Britt.
That's true.
Please.
Yeah, that's true. My kids know it's because I have 3 kids: Riley, Tyler, and JT. And normally it's like if I need to yell at JT, I start with it's Riley, Tyler, JT, whichever child you are, get over here. Because it's a Felder trait that you just don't remember names ever. But I never forget a face. That's the crazy thing. Anyway, we love doing the podcast. So if you have a podcast, reach out to us. We love to run our mouths.
We do it often.
And I totally derailed the ending of this, so
Yeah, you did.
Welcome to Amateur Hour.
Yeah. All right. Well, so that's
take it over, professional.
Yeah, that's going to do it for tonight. Listen, we're going to be on sporadically for the next couple weeks. We do have a couple of things happening. We've got the Halloween, we're calling it our Halloween investigation on October 27th and 28th. We'll be with the Ghost Sisters again for that. We love working with those girls. They're terrific. They're a great team. They're fun. They have great locations they bring us to. And they do a great job with the investigations. That's October 27 and 28. We're working on a couple of smaller investigations that we can do between now and then. We'll have more details on that as they come together. We're looking at a great location for November as well. Actually, a couple of locations that we're hoping to hit in November. So a lot of stuff happening. Your support is making this possible. Please continue to share, like, follow, and subscribe. And anything you can do on the posts that we make, whether it's our question of the morning or it's some of these evidence, these clips we're putting up, whatever it is, like, share, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. It helps. Everything helps. And we appreciate all of you who have done that already. So thank you. We good?
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
All right. Everybody have a great night. We'll see you next time.